Hello, happy cruisers. This is Sue Tony at Sea.
I'm Sue.
And I'm Tony, of course. And we're coming to you live from the Celebrity Edge, one of the newest ship in the Celebrity fleet. And we just want to share a little bit about our experience, some of the things that we liked, and some of the things that were not so good, but for the most part, everything was really great. We liked the ship, the design of the ship, the flow of it was really good. And so we just want to talk a little bit about some of the experiences that we had and some of the thoughts. So we will turn it over to Sue, and she will start off with some of her things, some of her thoughts about this ship.
Well, this was the first time since we've been cruising that we did different restaurants every single night. And before we got on ship, we did the 4 package specialty restaurants. So we ended up going to Raw on 5, Le Petit Chef, The Fine Cut, and what was the one we went to tonight?
The Rooftop Garden.
The Rooftop Garden. So those were all delicious. My favorite was the Rooftop Garden, which is what we did the last night. And it was the barbecue restaurant. It was delicious. He had the ribs, the baby back ribs, and I had the brisket. But the best part of it was they make a fresh, hot chocolate chip cookie, and they put it in a little, what is that called? The dark.
I don't know. It's a container. I don't know. It was some a dish that you eat out of.
Anyway, it was delicious. And then they put ice cream on top of it, and it's all melty. So that was really good. And then Tony is going to talk a little bit more about the way the dining works, but then we ate at 3 other different restaurants here on the Edge. I just wanted to say 2 things. First of all, I like having the variety of eating at a different restaurant every night. The only negative is sometimes when you're able to eat at the same restaurant every night, you get to know your wait staff. They know what you like to drink. They know your name. So I did miss that intimacy of knowing the same people every night, and then you don't sit with the same people either. So that would be the only negative, but I really enjoyed the variety.
Well, the way they have it set up on this particular ship, they have 4 main dining rooms. And I know it's a concept that they've tried in other restaurants. I think on the Anthem class they have that also. So you can eat at 4 main dining restaurants. They have a French restaurant, Italian, what is Cosmopolitan? I don't even know what that is. And so they have these different...
They have a Greek one.
A Greek one, which is Cyprus. So they have these 4 main restaurants. And so you can eat at any one of them that you like. And that's if you're on the select dining.
Which we had select dining.
Yes. But now if you have a fixed dining, what happens when you get on the ship, they assign you one of those restaurants. And the only thing is, suppose you don't like that particular restaurant. Now, a lot of the menu items are the same for all 4 of the restaurants, and then they have some items that are exclusive to each restaurant, and it's only about 4 items.
No, 6.
Well, 6 items. The good thing is you can look at the menu beforehand, and I'm sure probably if you don't like one of the restaurants they chose for you, you can change it. So that's the only difference, because some restaurants we like better than the others, just the staff or how the food came out. And so that's the difference. But overall, and that's why we had a different restaurant every night. Now, we normally don't buy the dining package, but we got that kind of free. So, and we have 4 nights. So that's why we ate at 4 specialty restaurants. And then we ate at the 3 main restaurants.
And it was
on another video, I will show you what we did to get some perks, and it's called cruisecompete.com, and we'll talk about that in another video.
And it was a cast iron skillet, the little cast iron skillet.
That made all the difference, because if I forget anything else, even how the food tastes, I'll remember it.
Cast iron skillet.
I ate it out of cast iron skillet.
All right, so the other thing we wanted to talk about the Celebrity Edge that we really loved in comparison with other ships is their Ocean View Cafe, which is like the same as a Windjammer with Royal Caribbean. It was really wide and spacious, and the area where you washed your hands, you didn't have to stand in line. The the passengers on our particular sailing were very responsible and washed their hands without being prompted. But also, when you got your food, you didn't feel like you were crammed in with a million people. And I really liked that. And there was plenty of places to sit. You never heard the announcement, oh, please get up because you're done eating. You could stay as long as you wanted. And that was a huge difference on this ship in comparison with other ships. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and this ship holds about 29, close to 2,900 people. So, of course, passengers. So that makes a difference. Aren't people passengers?
Yeah, but
Anyway.
with crew too, you know, crew is different.
Okay, because they're not people.
I didn't say they were people. That's not what I meant.
Anyway.
Passengers are different than crew.
They're all the same in my book. I don't discriminate.
We are digressing.
So anyway, what were we talking about?
The Ocean View Cafe.
The Ocean View Cafe. Yeah, I like that because of the spaciousness. And it's the flow of it. And we'll have some pictures so you kind of see just how the flow of it is. And then one washing station had 12 faucets, where on some of the other ships, they may have, 4 or 5? And you got to wait in line to wash your hands. I don't want to wait in line to wash my hands. I don't even want to wait in line to get my food, let alone wash my hands. So anyway, that was a big plus. And it's a newer, modern ship, so at times they can look at see what other ships have gotten wrong, and then improved on it.
Well, and I feel like the general feel in the whole ship has been wider and more spacious. And on this particular ship, the Celebrity Edge, they have many more venues to sit and enjoy the music. They had lots of live music playing in different venues around the ship. There were a lot of activities that you could do. I never once felt during this week that we were on a ship with 3,000 other passengers, 2,900.
Yeah, and very rarely did we have to wait a long time for an elevator.
Never. Well, only one time. I think one time.
And only a few times there were 8 or 9 people in the elevator. For the most part, I mean, there have been like 4 or 5 at the most. So it was never a problem getting the elevator.
And we're on the back of the ship.
Yeah, near the theater and the club, where they do the disco and all that. So, but we never felt that we were crowded and waiting for an elevator. Even though there are many more older ones on the ship, we still didn't feel like that we had to wait a long time for an elevator. So
we did notice at the front of the ship where the food is, all the restaurants, it was a little bit busier up there. But where we are, I loved our room. It was in a perfect spot. And also one thing we noticed was at the pool and the solarium, there wasn't a million people with their things on the beds. There are plenty of beds available. Never do we have problems.
Well, and the reason is that they have a pool supervisor. And I saw her, she would go around to the chairs and start taking towels off and start removing things if she noticed that they haven't been there for a while. But I noticed on some of the other ships, they don't really bother with that. But on this particular ship, I did notice that they had a pool supervisor, and she really was monitoring the seats and making sure nothing was left there too long. So I thought that was a good thing.
And they had little signs on the chairs that said, please share, it's only a chair. And I thought that was so cute because it just kind of puts it in perspective. It's really not that deep. There's plenty of chairs for everybody. And
another thing nice. And they have the towels on the chairs. And that's really nice because you don't have to go give them your CPAS card. Oops. And give them your, I guess it's a CPAS card. Give me your CPAS card
I think it's CPAS
to
card.
To get a towel, and you got to bring a bag. They got to check you off. They had towels readily available. There was no one monitoring them. They had towels on all the chairs. So I really like that because you didn't feel like, I better get this towel back or I'm going to be charged. Some charge up to $25, but that wasn't like that on this particular ship.
And for us personally, Celebrity happens to fit our cruising style.
She had to throw that in there, cruising style.
We're going to talk about what cruising style is as we go with our series of videos. But it does really match our cruising style. And we do cruise on other lines as well. And so we'll do more videos on other ships, and you can see if that might match your cruising style. But for us, we're all into relaxation. We don't want to be around a lot of people, and we don't require a lot of activities or a lot of booze. And so,
Booze.
booze. We have a drink a day, I think, something like that. But it really matches our cruising style. But we'll show you some more pictures, and we had a nice experience.
And later we'll tell about her drinking problem. That's why we.
And ladies, I do have Sue's Corner, and I have some tips and some ideas to make your trip a little bit easier for us ladies, because we do have some specific needs. So be looking for Sue's Corner. But I think that's all
All
for
right,
now,
that's
right?
all for now. We'll be back with more information. Like I said, we'll have some pictures, and we'll have some of the videos of some of the events that took place on the ship. And if you have any questions, you can just leave your comments down below, and we'll try to get back to you and answer some of those questions.
See ya.
Bye.